Hello, this is future Daniel here. Just before the podcast begins, I just wanted to say we have old episodes coming out on our YouTube channel. If you're here on the YouTube channel, welcome, hi. But yeah, we've just got a bunch of old episodes coming out before the end of the year. These will be on over the weekends, just to get all of our old episodes that we didn't have onto the YouTube channel. And so, yeah, if you're new and you've discovered us through those, welcome. This is a new episode. We do them every Monday. If you're old, we do them every Monday. But yeah, I just want to say thank you. I've seen some people watching them already. And I just want to say, yeah, hope you enjoy. And I will be sorting all of them into a playlist at some point. And so you'll be able to just listen to them all in the order that they were originally released. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the podcast. And I'll see you next time that we do something stupid like this. Okay, hello and welcome to TBO, Totally Broken Opinions. On today's episode... Actually, no, hang on, scrap that. Fuck that, that's a terrible intro.
Just keep recording. Just keep.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to do this. He says. Hello everyone and welcome back to Totally Broken Opinions. On today's episode I am joined by my regular co-host Dan. I am Danny and we are going to be covering Invincible Season 2, the first 4 episodes, because for some odd reason Amazon decided to split this into 2 and have the next part be released next year.
Yeah, also, that was a great intro. I can't lie. Like, that sounds very professional.
Thank you. I won't cut out the original intro. That won't have happened. This is perfectly non-bad, perfectly good. I know how to speak. I'm not tired. I haven't been working long hours and doing exercise and all these things.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I kind of woke up from a nap a couple hours ago.
Yeah, Dan has tonsillitis, so Dan may or may not be as quiet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's different? But yeah, Season 2, first 4 episodes, and a bit about the Atom Eve prequel episode. Dan hasn't watched it, but I may spoil it. Dan doesn't care. Yeah. Anyway, full spoilers ahead. What did we think?
It's alright.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's fine.
I think the problem with this is the release schedule. I think it's weird to do 4 episodes that are mostly build up to... Because the first episode is, here's our main setup, which is multiverse.
Yeah. To be fair, it does seem a bit weird, because they had the whole thing about the multiverse and that guy.
And then it just goes.
And they just dropped it.
Yeah. And then it's like, here are the ramifications. Here's like us dealing with it. Then it's the sex episode.
Oh,
and then it's the actually...
Man. Huh? That was weird as fuck, the sex episode.
Who cares?
Still weird.
Yeah, but there's weirder sex. Like, it's how you make an animated show like that's aimed towards adults. You got to put sex in it. Sex sells, Dan.
Do you?
Yeah, I found it weird when they did it in Castlevania, and that was full sex. But
oh yeah, God, I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, the weird incest twinny thing in Castlevania Season 3.
Yeah, that was mental.
Yeah, but and also the Hector stuff where Hector gets sexed and then enslaved. That was fun. That's how you make an adult show. Then you got Arcane. There's a sex scene between Chase and...
Yeah, but it's not
lady.
Really.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. You got to make a show.
I guess so, but it's a lot less like...
It's still like it's tamer sex, but there's still like thrusting and all of that stuff. Like, this has tentacles and like teenage, like 18-year-olds banging, because you got to make them 18.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you got the 4th episode, which is the one that actually has ramifications and stakes for the rest of the thing.
Well, no, to be fair, there was ramifications for the other one. So we had Alan, the space guy, Seth Rogen plays.
Yeah.
Died. Well, seems to be dead.
Dying.
Well, his life support's turned off, isn't it, at the end?
Yeah, but it's also probably not gonna... They're not gonna kill him like that, because... I like the little intro of him, like he gets the Alan, the space alien, or whatever the fuck it is, and he gets the intro, and he gets all that. I am sad that the intro doesn't have the Invincible blood splatter, and it gets more and more blood splattered as the show goes on.
Yeah, but it was more broken, wasn't it? I remember the last one, episode 4, was very broken, Invincible.
Yeah, but I did like that blood splatter. And also, I think they didn't do the, when they say his name, then they cut to it. I think they just say his name now, and it doesn't cut, which I kind of feel sad about, because that was a good intro. But yeah, so let's cover the first episode. We get the aftermath of his dad betraying everyone. We get all the struggles. We get Bully Boy coming back and going, "Give me a hug, because your dad died in the thing," because that's how they're doing the Superman died.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this would have been a lot better if I rewatched the first season, because I mainly
I was
forgot
debating
everything.
watching the first season.
A lot of characters came in, and I was like, "Who the fuck are these people?" And I had
Who's
to
his
remember.
girlfriend? Who's
Yeah.
Adam Eve, as Dan forgot?
Wow,
Or Adam Eve.
I always thought that she was called Adam Eve, and I was always really confused like why she called Adam Eve.
Were you expecting a transgender character?
No, I just thought they said Adam Eve, and I was like, why the fuck she called Adam Eve?
It is a confusing. Like, I get it because you can molecularly change atoms, and her
Yeah.
name is Eve.
So I thought it was like Adam Eve to do with the creation of Garden of Eden or something, like she could just make things.
True.
So I thought it was like, why is the name Adam Eve instead of just Eve?
Yeah.
But now I know it's Adam Eve.
Yeah, the prequel's really good. Like, you get like all of her backstory, like her parents aren't her parents, that sort of thing. So even though they're whatnot, she's a genetically modified thing from a laboratory, and she basically got stolen, given away by a crazy a scientist who was working on it. Basically, then a bunch of her like other test subjects who are like her brothers and sisters basically are then forced to sent out to try and recapture her. And they're all like mutated fucks, and then she ends up murdering a bunch of them because they're trying to kill her and she has to survive. And then she basically she hates being with her parents, but she ultimately goes back there because she's like, well, this is the safest, and like I do care, sort of. It's a very interesting show. But the guy with the blasty claw is in that prequel, so that's why you kind of get that moment where it's like, you again, even though I don't think he turns up.
Right, okay.
Yeah. The guy is robbing the bank vault thing. Or like, that's where she goes back to. So you kind of, because she's like resting up there, which is the professor dude's lab, who was looking after her as like a child and broke her out of the thing. So yeah, you get all that backstory in the prequel. It's worth a watch when you get time.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds alright.
Yeah, it's good. It's like the same amount of time as these. It's like 55 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
56 minutes long. So it's roughly like the length of these, which I like. I like long animation. I like the length of these because these are bulky. These feel like actual episodes of things. It's like some shows it's just like,
I
what's
think
this length?
my biggest problem with this season is that it just feels a bit mismatched everywhere. It's
I
like,
think it's just build up.
well,
It's
yeah,
too much build up without payoff, because you get the one bit of payoff really in this season is the episode 4 where you get to see Nolan back.
but then that doesn't pay off the rest of the things because they had loads of other
No,
things.
it's just
in
set
there.
up again. Yeah, it's just set up
and
again.
it's really frustrating to have that build up and for it to not go anywhere, because then you just kind of lose interest in sort of half the show. Because that's what I found.
I did forget about the multiverse plot. Because I was like, oh yeah, it's just come and gone. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was-
that's a cool setup.
Also,
I like that intro where you see the dark versions and all the murder.
yeah, but I wish they kind of explained that a bit more, because initially I thought that was the future, and then he was sent back in time to stop the future from happening.
No, I kind of clocked it was multiverse because I was like, why are we focusing on this dude? And then as soon as he went back, it was like, oh yeah, no, there's going to be a bunch of them.
I think his powers are quite cool though, that he can only teleport through different universes but comes out in the same place.
Yes, and that he doesn't retain, because his whole thing is he's going to get the memories of all of his things so he can figure out a way to stop Invincible and his dad. Because in the future, like in the parallel universes, Mark doesn't have the lessons that he learns in life and sides with his dad.
Yeah, but
And
this
so
one
then they-
actually does seem quite a good human being.
Yeah, even though he really shit at fighting.
Yeah, I swear like, every episode's getting beaten up.
Yeah, I think that's the joke though, because like in the first season he's always beaten up, but he's invincible, so he doesn't die, but he's always on the brink of death.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like that thing, but I'm hoping we're gonna get him stronger because now I guess he's gonna have to break his dad out of prison.
Yeah, well, they sent him off to execution, so obviously he's not going to die.
No,
But I reckon my theory is that his other son, will
be strong.
be with Mark, so they have like two Viltrumites sort of thing again.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be it's going to be Debbie takes on. I'm guessing that I can't remember. Did the mom die? Not Debbie, but the bug lady.
No,
she didn't die.
No.
No. So I assume what's going to happen is I think that planet got wiped out, didn't it?
I guess so. Apart from maybe,
because I didn't see any living ones.
Well, maybe just one city.
Maybe. I do like that fight though, where it's just them getting absolutely beaten to shit.
And you can just see
Also,
how bad the Viltrumites actually are.
Yeah, and you get to see Nolan, because the only time we really see Nolan get like beaten up is in the first bit when he takes on the Guardians or whatever it is in the the last episode, like the first bit of the last episode. The last bit of the first episode.
Yeah.
And then when he has what's his faces sends the army of like beasts and things against him and all of those clones and everything.
Yeah, to be fair, episode 4 was definitely my favorite. Like I loved everything about it.
I did feel like, again, I think it's just the way that this show's been released is the problem. Because I think this was because from what I was seeing on social media was everyone was demanding when is season 2 of this show, because I think a lot of people love it, and I think Amazon's compromise in terms of what they have is these 4 episodes are probably finished and good to go, and so they're like, right, people are going to be mad at us if we don't, because it's been 2 years roughly since the last season.
For more than 2 years.
Yeah, because it's been a long time. But animation takes a long time. Like, we're not getting Arcane 2 season 2 anytime soon.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, wasn't that would take 6 years or something to make?
That was 6 years of like including like pre-development and everything like that, and getting it off the ground and getting the funding and everything like that, and just in the background. So it was kind of like not a priority. I'm assuming it's now a higher priority. I reckon we'll get it within 2 years, 3 years.
I wish Netflix just greenlit season 3 for Arcane, so you could just start working on it now.
True, but it's also a small studio working on it.
Well, yeah, but like, if they know
they did hire a bunch of people.
If they know they're.
Do you ever watch the behind the scenes of that?
No, I didn't. Where's it on? Like,
yeah, it's on YouTube. So if you ever, it's like very interesting because you get to see like all the struggles and how long it took to get off the ground. You get to see those 7 years of like development.
I'm so surprised how well Arcane actually is. It doesn't really make sense.
It is a phenomenal show.
It doesn't make sense how good that show is.
Especially considering we both have no interest in League of Legends.
Well, yeah, I saw a funny thing about League of Legends, which is everything other than League of Legends itself is great.
To be honest, it's the same with Overwatch. Like, I watched a bunch of the Overwatch like shorts. High production value and everything like that for the animated stuff with all the voice acting and everything like that. Could not give a shit about the game.
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, cool. But I like these characters. They do good characters and stuff like that. But yeah, back to this show, which is also good. I like the simplicity of this animation. It's cleaner than the last season.
I don't like the animation.
I like the animation. It's just because it feels like it's just comic book. It's static.
It feels too similar to Castlevania.
Yeah, but you just hate anything that's like remotely interesting.
What do you mean remotely interesting? Is Arcane and Spider-Verse not more interesting
animation style? Which makes no sense because anime is just the term. It's not an animation style.
No, but I'm not saying I hate all animation style. I just hate the way Arcane does it, and I don't like this one either.
You hate the way Arcane does it?
Castlevania, fuck's sake.
I like Castlevanias. It's just, I like the grain of Castlevania, the grit and the dirt, and it's just ugly animations except for the main characters. It's a stylistic choice. I like the stylistic choice because I feel like this is just coming out the comic book.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
but
panel to panel, you just be basic. Because especially when you have the Nolan at the beginning of the 4th episode where he's flying across the space, and it's just like you could basically feel like they just put a little picture of Nolan on his popsicle stick and just ran it across the screen. Because it's just a straight line with the cape waving, and everything else in the background has all the animation.
Yeah, I think for me, episode 2 was the weakest, and that's the one about fish.
Well, no, that's not the sex one. Oh yeah, it's the one where he fights the fish, isn't it?
Yeah,
he goes to the thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually fell asleep on this episode. Only for 10 minutes, but I fell asleep watching it.
Fair enough. What happens? You get the Guardian team, you get multiple chick banging the Immortal, and Rex being sad. You get Robot being fearful.
Yeah.
Which I like that. So I like those two characters. The girl who can change into the Hulk sort of creature, and because she ages backwards, basically.
Yeah, it's quite...
Every time she uses her power.
It's a very interesting dynamic to see both adults in kids' bodies.
Yes, and basically both having weird backstories about how fucked up their lives are. And I just like those two as... I hope they don't do a weird sex thing with those two, because it would just be weird.
It'd be weird, yeah. I kind of like the relationship they currently have.
I think they should get... I feel like they could get together, but it's also just weird, because she's like, 22, something like that, and he's like 40.
Yeah.
But he was just a weird blob thing.
Yes, for me, I felt like there's a lot of filler in these 4 episodes. Considering there's only 4 episodes.
I think it's just because
it's
those
like you said,
feel a bit...
It's because they should have just released all at once. And it would have felt fine. But
I don't even know if they should have just released it all at once. I just feel like they should have had...
Oh, no, I mean, like, releasing
all
it
together
as,
with those 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what's...
filler in 4 episodes, it does just make you feel less momentum. I'm less excited for the show.
And I do feel like those will be resolved in the next 4 episodes.
Yeah, like I'm expecting the next 4 episodes to be great.
Yeah.
Like everything's going
to
resolve
like,
everything.
You've got all these things. Yeah. You've got all these threads.
It's really annoying to see you build up for nothing at the moment.
Yeah. I think it's... I just don't know why... I just feel like it was because of angry backlash, and they just needed to get something out to like, because people were generally like demanding this show. It was like when Black Widow was like delayed on release, and they were just like, "Oh fuck, we'll just release it on Disney Plus and in cinemas at the same time," because people were just so angry, and we need to get something out.
They just don't give in to them, basically. So that's what you got to do. Yeah,
no, and I don't think people will be left satisfied. Like, I think this is being well reviewed. Let me just double check. Why is my keyboard? There we go. Invincible Season 2. Alright. Yeah, it's at 8.7 out of 10, 99 on Rotten Tomatoes, and 4.5 on Amazon. So it's doing well. It's well reviewed. It just feels empty because you like...
If you look at like, the last season, though, it was even better. But the thing is, the same thing happened last season. The first 4 episodes were a lot more build-up and a lot more filler. And then it got... The latter 4 episodes were a lot better.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing, right? It's just because we have only got half a series.
Yeah. And I feel like... I still maintain Arcane's release model was the best.
Yeah, that was good.
Because Arcane basically released 3 episodes a week. And so, with like shows... I think because at the current moment, we're in a flux between weekly release and... binge watch everything all at once. And I think you can't satisfy both unless you have a substantial amount of episodes to go off of. So Arcane basically released free, and free. And so you get that week-to-week stretch, but you have the show built around arcs. So you have the young arc where you do that, and then you have the ramification arc, and then you have the conclusion arc. And so each 3 episodes basically built, concluded, and then it builds to the next one and the next one. Whereas when you have like shows like Loki, you get the week to week, you get, I gotta wait. And then you get you go, okay, I get this. I'm gonna have this episode. I'm gonna talk to my friends about it. Then the discussion's over. You kind of go, okay. Whereas the binge watch everything at once, if you don't watch it straight away, you kind of end up with spoilers. You get stuff.
I think... I prefer if you did like a block release of just more episodes, but even then you wouldn't have to do it week to week, so you could have 3 episodes come out every 3 weeks or something. But I prefer that because then it gives you more time to watch it before the next set of things come out, so then you can avoid spoilers. And things, people are busy everyday weeks. Right? 1 week I'll be completely busy and won't be able to watch anything. The next week I won't be, right? And having things like this week to week is a pain in the ass. There's a whole reason why streaming and binge watching became popular in the first place.
Yeah.
And it was because you didn't have to watch it week to week. You didn't have to tune in every week, and you could watch things at your leisurely when you wanted.
Yeah. I also think it's because the week to week model works when a show is good.
It works when it's good. But
when a show is middling, it's like, oh, okay, I'm just watching this. Like, trying to watch Secret Invasion week to week was so boring.
Yes, and also having shows week to week, for the most part, yes, it can enhance a show's experience by you not having to binge watch everything in one information overload. But most of the time, it's to do with the company wanting to make a profit, make the most profit out of a show.
Yeah, and stretch it over the longest period.
So then you stay subscribed.
on that
Because
subscription.
if you stay subscribed for more than a month, then you're less likely to cancel anyway.
Yeah. It's also with the Netflix model, it releases and then the conversation dies within about a week. This keeps it in the zeitgeist. Like you compare like a lot of people talking about when WandaVision came out versus like Tiger King. Tiger King lasted what, like a month of discussion, and then WandaVision lasted like 9 weeks, week to week, and then afterwards, boom. The next TV, that was when people were excited about Marvel television.
Yeah, what was the first thing, wasn't it?
Although Bob Iger, mad genius that he is, has basically come out and said Disney is going to focus on quality, not quantity.
Really?
So like it only took millions and billions of dollars in losses and actors strikes and hundreds of other things and people complaining about how bad your CGI and the VFX union.
Do you think that's got anything to do with how bad the Marvels is performing?
Potentially. It's also probably how bad Secret Invasion did.
Yeah.
How bad She-Hulk did in terms of like diverse, like although apparently season 2 of She-Hulk is in development as well as Moon Knight season 2. So
damn.
Hey, look. But yeah, I don't know. I think the week to week. Yes.
That's the topic for another podcast episode we could do.
Yeah. I like the mum struggle. I think that character is really well done because it's just like I feel so bad for her because like she's now gonna have to deal with an illegitimate child, but well, not illegitimate because he did go and marry the woman, I think. But it's like, oh yeah, I left and then banged an alien immediately, and now I've got another kid, and now you're gonna end up probably having to look after this kid, and you're gonna also now have the ramifications of your husband also. Probably doesn't love you, but does love you at the same time. I do like that moment where he grabs Mark and basically goes, I shouldn't feel these. Why am I feeling these?
Yeah, then he goes, this is what you should have felt on Earth.
Yeah. Because it's like, why should I care about these bugs that lifespan is like nothing?
Yeah, like I said, episode 4 was really well done.
Yeah.
But it's
because
just...
it builds off of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just... Even then, it doesn't really build off really of most of the show, though. I mean, it finishes off the first season. Like, you don't really need to see any of the first 3 episodes to watch episode 4. Only thing you need is like the side characters or whatever. But the actual Invincible character, you didn't need fuck all to watch that episode 4.
No, you need Mark's like wallowing in.
Okay, yeah, I was like, you don't need that much. It's not like the 3 episodes. The whole fucking
no, but you kind of leave Mark and then you do Alan in the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
because the whole thing of the 3rd episode is basically, we don't need to see Mark banging his girlfriend. We'll go and meet up with Alan, the alien, and then he goes and bangs his girlfriend, and then we cut back to Mark banging his girlfriend, and then we go back to Alan, who stopped banging his girlfriend.
Well, that's my point. That's my problem with the show. It's like you're focusing on so many different plot lines, but you didn't need to at that point. Like for me, I think episode 4 should have been like episode 2 or something.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting. Sorry, go on.
Like, so the only reason why they've kind of put that episode 4 is because they've cut it in half the season, and they need to have a sort of this hook for the rest of the seasons. Whereas that would actually work a lot better coming off of the first season, where people will actually remember things, and then you can start building on the plot threads of the multiverse, rather than going on the multiverse before finalizing the conclusion of season 1.
I don't know. I feel like you can't have the Nolan come back immediately in the first episode.
It's episode 2.
Maybe, but even then, I'm like, I think it works where it is. I think we'll feel differently if season 2 episodes 5 and 8 are good, and it actually, like, I will probably end up rewatching this season when season 2 episode 5 and 8 come out.
Yeah, because the thing is, if 5 and 6 start go back to the multiverse stuff, and then it's like everything is just out of sync.
Yeah, but yeah, I do feel like it works. It's good. I like the characters. I like the world. I like all of the stuff that's in it. I just don't like this release schedule.
No, this not really worked.
Yeah, I feel like it's just because I think it's February next year is when episodes 5 and 8 basically are meant to come out. Let's have a quick look. Episode 5 is fucking hate. Spring 2024. So what? February?
Actually, I think it says Jan 2024. Episode 5 on IMDb. It says January 4th.
Maybe. Release date December 1st, 2023. What? Why has no one got a solid date?
Well, I'm just going by IMDb.
Yeah, go by your one.
On IMDb it says 4th of January.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately, it's good. It just sucks that there's not more.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think I might go back and rewatch season 1 again because I don't really remember what happens.
It is good. I was debating it, but I just didn't have time. That's the only reason I like the week to week is that it gives you time. Because I think, especially when it was like Loki, Gen V, and then the Marvels, and I had to watch everything in one day. Like one day, just like too much stuff.
Well, I didn't. I watched it over 3 weeks, but
yeah,
it was too much.
Especially because they just released... I don't know why Loki released on a Friday. They should have just done Wednesday, which was always their other day.
We've got writer strikes now anyway, so we'll probably can have less content over the next year.
True, but we will be getting all the movies that were delayed. And Hollywood may go on strike again because the actors aren't that happy with their tentative deal. So in 3 years, when that ends, we're probably going to get another one. So, hey, look, let's try and pump out as much good stuff as we can. Yeah. Next week, I don't know. It might be something Bungie, because we wanted to talk about that. It might be something Hollywood related.
Well, Bungie's in a lot of hot fucking water right now. Because everything they do just makes it worse and worse right now.
It's also funny that the Game Awards gave them a Community Award nomination.
Oh, that's a questionable
like
one.
A couple days after the thing, because that would have probably been pre-thing, and Destiny's always been in that category.
I do want to go back into Destiny. I want to do the new dungeon. It sounds really good.
I want to play Destiny.
Because sorry for everyone who doesn't care about Destiny, we're doing this, but the new dungeon looks like it's based off the Iron Lords.
Ooh, I did like the Iron Lords in Destiny 1.
They haven't revealed much about it, but they basically call it like the Warlord or something. Like it's something to do with the Warlord, and Warlords are to do with the Iron Lords and stuff, same sort of thing. Because Warlords were the enemies of the Iron Lords. So I think it sounds like a Siva kind of dungeon. Sounds really cool. But they haven't revealed anything yet.
I just want the Red Death when that comes out, and that's all I care about.
Oh, that's now June next year because it's been delayed.
Yeah, a 9-month content break. But anyway,
last time
speaking of Warlords,
like I said, last time they delayed it, it did mean Witch Queen. So
yeah, but yes, thank you for listening. Sorry about the little weird tangent, and come back next week for maybe Destiny talk if you like Destiny, or something different. Undecided, but yes, thank you for that. Check out the YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those shitty things. And, yeah. Bye.
Bye.